All right, let's talk about wetlands and specifically mangroves. So this is 8.4. I lost my pen. Here it is. Okay. And we're going to see what these mangroves do for the ecosystem and what is being done because of man. Human impact. Yay. All right, so a wetland definition where the water is covering the soil either part of the time or all of the time. So these can be marshes, these can be swamps, they can be these mangrove forests and these seabed grasses that we're seeing down here. So there is a law in place that the EPA governs over, and it is the Wetlands Protection and Restoration Act. So if these wetlands are damaged already, we are responsible to restore them. So remember previously we talked about restoration and remediation and those differences. And existing wetlands that haven't been touched by us yet are going to be protected. So no touchy touchy. All right, this is super important in class. This is a video. We started this video. I think it's about 11 minutes long. Please watch it. This is another video about mangroves so you can get to know them. And then this is the seagrass relationship to the mangroves. So there's seagrasses and there's mangroves and they have a relationship. So you need to know that. And then if you were wanting to see that video where the island disappeared again, we've seen it before, Cat Island, this is this one. This article is really important. It tells you all about mangroves and probably everything you need to know for the exam. So a lot of our mangrove forests are lost to agriculture, development, shrimp farming, but these mangroves are really important. They're kind of ugly and look weird. I mean, it's just these sticks sticking into the seawater and then these trees that aren't super beautiful are on the side, but they have a really important job. Actually, they have several jobs. So they're a really good protective place for little tiny fish to grow up and be safe from the tides and predator fish. So it's a good hiding place. So it's a nursery for these young, just born little fish. Oysters like to be here, crabs, shrimp, and different birds all find shelter and habitats here. So they provide a lot of shelter and habitat for many different species. So there's a lot of biodiversity within this mangrove habitat. They sequester or store carbon. They're plants. They're going to absorb carbon and store it, which would help lower global warming. They keep the shore stable. Look how these roots are all stuck in here. They're going to prevent erosion. They're going to keep the shoreline intact. They're a big buffer against strong winds and big tide surges when there's tropical storms and hurricanes coming. And then they provide nutrients to the other ecosystems, the coral reefs. Oh yeah, they have a big relationship with coral reefs and the seagrass beds. So mangroves, seagrass, coral reefs are three different kind of habitats or ecosystems, but they're all related and they actually synergize with each other. They use things from each other's habitat. So if one goes, it really affects the rest of them. All right, so what are we doing to these mangroves? So we're turning this into this. Why? Lots of reasons. Again, human impact. So we're building stuff. We're building hotels and resorts along the coastline. Some of these places we're building dams. We're out fishing it. We need to fish out there and the mangroves are in the way. We're moving them out of the way. We're getting a lot of pollutants from agriculture and industry, and they're coming in here and we're seeing the hypoxia eutrophication thing happen here. A lot of this is getting cleared for large livestock raising. Why are we doing it on the shorelines? It's not just the US, you got to remember global. All right, so when you develop, you want a lot of tourism, you want the money, and no one wants to come see this. They want to come do the fun stuff and the hotel and the lay by the beach and all that kind of stuff. Aquaculture, pretty much shrimp farming, makes these remove. So this is a great area to get shrimp. And when you take the mangroves out, it's easier to get the shrimp. The ironic part is over time, as you saw in the video, hopefully, the shrimp goes away too. All right, agricultural runoff, pesticides and herbicides from on land agriculture can seep into here and start causing problems. man-made changes in the way that the tides flow or the rivers go, it can starve the system of input that it needs, and if the sea level rises, that can start drowning these plants, and then they're going to start dying. So there's a lot of stuff going on, mostly from man. All right, so you can see where mangroves are located on the very delicate shorelines of areas. And you can see along here, it's very strong. And then you can see it's just a shoreline ecosystem. So it has this interaction with the ocean, big famous coral reefs off of Australia, also lots of mangroves. So again, there's that relationship. So hopefully by the end of your study of watching the videos and reading the article from the first slide, you can describe the ecosystem services of the mangroves and what impacts humans have on this ecosystem. That would definitely be multiple choice / FRQ questions for this.